Hello, welcome to day 78 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is Jason King. I'm really excited to be here today. We've been really fleshing out a lot of different ways of seeing embodiment and what actually going deeper into embodiment entails. And so this is a lot of fun. Hi, Ganga. I see, I think this is a frog. Thank you for the froggy. Uh, Good morning, Aiden. Good morning, good morning. Not sure what that emoticon is. Ferris wheel? Awesome. So today I want to demonstrate a little bit more about integrating ideas and duality. And a strong idea that is coming up within the collective is the idea around vaccinations or ideas around vaccinations. So I feel a pull to speak on this idea in particular because there are a number of ideas to integrate around this idea. So at its simplest, the idea shows up, here's a vaccine. Do I get vaccinated or do I not get vaccinated? And so immediately when vaccine is presented, then the mind has ideas about what vaccine is. What does vaccine mean? What is vaccine? And so as I feel very deeply into the space of the body, into myself, this allows me to really begin to see the ideas that are there around vaccine. without judging any of the ideas, without energizing any one idea in particular, just seeing them, just observing them. And so by moving into the space of my body and simply being present with them, rather than reacting to any idea, rather than immediately saying, I know what vaccine is, this is what vaccine is, you shouldn't get vaccine, you should get vaccine, vaccine good, vaccine bad. Rather than moving with any of those voices that show up around the idea of vaccine, simply resting, breathing, getting into the body, and suspending all belief around any of those ideas. Simply allowing the ideas to be there, but recognizing that I'm not any of those ideas. I don't know anything about what this is. They're just ideas that are within the space of me. And so this starts to create the ability to see the ideas that are here, rather than react to any one of them, which would be to energize that idea, to believe it. So what I'm saying is that I don't know anything about vaccine. I don't know anything at all about vaccine. I just want to explore what's here. I don't know what vaccine is. Vaccine is just showing up, and I've never encountered vaccine before. It's completely new to me in this moment. So let me just begin to explore it from a space of curiosity, from a space of unknowing. And this is what allows me to begin to see the ideas that are playing. What dualities are here? As I relax deeper into my center, as I breathe and I allow myself to be with these dualities, as I allow myself to be with this idea without knowing anything about it at all, simply observing, simply exploring, what I can immediately notice is that there's a lot of tension around it. I don't know where this tension comes from. I can't say that it's my tension or someone else's tension. I just notice tension. Okay, so there's an idea here. The idea calls itself vaccine, and there's some tension around it. Wonderful. I can be with that tension. That tension is okay. Let me just be with that tension some more. Let me explore that tension some more. And as I explore that tension some more, it's interesting. What I'm noticing is an image of my brother, my actual brother, my genetic brother. And so that pops up. And this image of my brother says, you have to get the vaccine. It's very stern. And so here I am in unknowing. I don't even know what brother is. I'm just seeing image. So I'm moving deeper into unknowing. Just seeing image. There is image here. I associate image with brother. And this image says, you have to get vaccine. And here I am not knowing anything about vaccine. So it just softens that image up. It softens that idea. You have to get vaccine. Okay. Bring softness to it. Don't know anything about it at all. Nothing at all. Ooh. So now I'm beginning to feel, as I'm moving deeper into that unknowing space, I'm beginning to feel energy move through the body. It's starting to just move around that tension that I became aware of as I allow myself to be with this idea of vaccine fully and completely. And so as I'm really present with this idea, really present with the sensations without knowing anything about them, what I notice comes up is a sense of weakness. It's like a sense of, oh, I'm weak. I need something to make myself whole. I need something to make myself less weak. And so that is there. But then there's another sensation of fear around this. So I'm feeling that too. So what I'm seeing now is a belief. And the belief is that as a body, I'm weak. I'm feeling very deeply that the body is vulnerable, that the body is weak, that there's weakness here. And so I'm just noticing that this image of brother that comes up that's very stern, that's telling me I have to do something. As that image comes up, I'm feeling a little bit of um, of shaking, like a little whoop. And so I notice that. Okay, so what is that? What is that? As I explore that, as I go deeper into that, that shaking says that the body is vulnerable, that the body is weak. Okay, can I be with that some more? I ask myself as I'm simply observing this all, not knowing anything about it. What is this idea of body? What is this idea of weakness? Do I know something about this? No, I don't know anything about weakness. I don't know anything about body because I am what is seeing it all. Okay, wonderful. So the idea of the body being weak, as I begin to explore that idea here and see that there is a strong duality created around it. So if body is weak and I am within body, then where is strength outside of me? I see others that are strong, the image of brother that shows up, telling me what to do. That is strong. The image of external forces showing up, telling me what to do. Oh, vaccine, that is strong. The sensation or the idea that I don't have any control over what my body, what's put into my body is strong. So external strength is showing up. External strength, as in strong forces outside of me, telling me what is, telling me what to do, telling me who I am. Wow, this is very interesting. Very interesting, this is. The belief that I am body and that body is weak is projecting external strength around me. It is showing up all over the place. As I believe that I am weak, and that feels very shaky in the body. It's a shaky belief. It like makes the body quiver. It's like, oh, I'm weak. I'm afraid. It's as I go into that one, then I even see it reflected when I'm younger. I go into a younger version of myself, a version of myself in elementary school, a version of myself in elementary school where sports were being played um, and the other boys were stronger. So strength as something that's outside of me, seeing that there's stronger people outside of me, seeing that there's stronger forces outside of me, seeing that there are weaknesses in me, in my body. So all of this is is related to belief, which says that I am body and I am weak. And that belief pulls towards vaccine. This is where the idea vaccine gets introduced. This is where the idea vaccine comes in. It's almost like a door, like a door which opens up to this idea, and this idea shows up. And when this idea shows up, there's even an imagination that there's stronger forces outside of me that force me to take vaccine. And interestingly enough, I see images of when I was in the army and I had to take vaccine. Vaccine was forced. So there's even that experience here showing up, an image of that. So invite myself to go even deeper. Without knowing anything about it. Inviting myself to really be with these charges, because that's what these beliefs are. They're charges. Neutralizing any ideas around vaccine so that there's no push towards vaccine or pull away from it, or pull towards vaccine or push away from it. Either way, that can show up. Simply neutral, not knowing anything about it at all. Because every idea about vaccine is something that I've been told. It's something that's been conditioned into the mind. It's something that's been programmed into the mind by external sources. So here I am taking the idea of vaccine and neutralizing all other ideas around it, not knowing anything about vaccine at all. And so what this does for me is it makes it nothing. Vaccine is nothing. I'm not giving it any energy at all. If it shows up, I don't know anything about it anyway, so it's neutral for me. But as long as there are ideas there, as long as there's charges around this idea, then when it shows up, then I'm giving it meaning. That I am energizing it one way or the other. Then it becomes something good or bad for me, in my experience. Then I create something that is either something that is designed to protect me or something that is designed to harm me. This is all within my mind. If I don't give it any meaning at all within my mind, then when vaccine shows up, then it's neutral. It's completely neutral. It does nothing. But as we're seeing here, the idea of vaccine is strongly programmed, and in that strong program, it's pointing to ideas, a very, very strong belief that says that I am body and that body is weak. And so as I am seeing this idea, what I'm also seeing is that it's projecting strength outside of me. Because if I'm believing that I am body and body is weak, then strength is not within me, it is outside of me. And so external strength shows up. And that is what is being asked to be integrated. So as external strength shows up, then what it's pointing to is this idea that says, I am body and I am weak. As external influence in the form of the distortion of strength shows up, others that are stronger than me, laws that are stronger than me, governments that are stronger than me, others that are forcing me to do something that I don't agree with. All of that is pointing to this belief that says, I am body and I am weak. And so what it's asking me to do is feel this idea. I am weak. Oh, wow. What is this? Is this true? Is there truth to this? No. No, this is not true because I'm actually the force that is observing this. And the force that is observing this is untouched by it completely. So that force, that intelligence which is observing it and has the ability to be with it fully here and now, that is what is strong. So how could I be weak if I can be fully present with this idea? It's not possible. How can I be body if I am what is observing the idea that I am body? It's not possible. How can body be weak if body is simply an idea showing up within me? The only thing that can make body weak is my own beliefs around body. You see. And so when I'm seeing a lot of external strength projected, what this is the strength that I am, that I've pushed into the shadow, that I don't want to accept for whatever reason, showing up. So it shows up as external strength that is pushing me, that is making me have to do things. Because I am not accepting my authority. I am not accepting my own strength, my own ability to decide, to be fully empowered as myself. And so when I don't accept my ability to fully empower myself, then what shows up is forces external to me that show me that. And so how is it showing me that? Because it's showing me that I am still holding onto a belief that says that I am weak. I am a body that is weak. And so to fully meet that idea is to recognize that it is only an idea and that I can change that idea. Oh wow, there's an idea here that says that I am body and I am weak. Does it serve me to have this idea anymore that says that I am weak? No, it doesn't at all. So how do I integrate this? What is it showing me to integrate? It's showing me to integrate strength. It's showing me to integrate that I am strong, that I am what is strong always. So wonderful, let me do that. So how do I integrate that I am strong? Be strong. Be strength. Be the force that is strong. Be the force that is unwaverable. Be the force that is unshakable. Be that. And so in being that, then there is no more external strength at all. All strength is within me. My word is God's word. My will is God's will. You see. This is that level of integration. So to integrate this is to know oneself as source. I am source. So if external strength is showing up and it's showing me that I am believing that I am weak, then as source, if this belief is showing up that I am weak, does it make sense for me to hold on to it any longer? Or can I just dissolve that belief fully and completely and assume my strength, assume my power, be in my power, be in my strength? Give no energy whatsoever to this idea of vaccine that shows up, because how can this idea mean anything to what is always strong, to what is always source? How can this idea mean anything to that which is moving all? It is completely ridiculous to imagine that in any way, shape, or form, what is moving all could be weak, could be vulnerable. That imagination only shows up when there's a strong identification with a personality. You see, this is how we go through integrating fully and completely what is here, what is showing up. Now, as I sit with the idea of vaccine, there's no pull towards it because I am 100% in my strength. I am 100% in my power. I see that it is nothing at all. It is completely ridiculous. So I don't energize it at all, not one bit. And this then becomes an imagination that dissolves within me. If the collective continues to want to play with this imagination, wonderful, but it means nothing to me. And anytime it shows up for me, I just continue to dissolve it, recognizing that there's no truth to it whatsoever. I could never be weak. I'm not a body. I am what is moving all. And I see that. And that is integrating this duality, because this duality is showing up in many different ways currently in our globally. Globally, it's showing up. How much power globally are we giving to the idea that I am a weak person? I am a weak body right now. And so now, globally, as this is showing up, it's asking us to meet this idea, this belief, and recognize that any projection of external power is simply our own power that we're refusing, that we're negating, we're denying. And so, how much of our own power is being given to this belief? You can see how much collective energy is given to it by how strong the imagination is. How strong is the imagination of a worldwide pandemic? How strong is the imagination of governments that are moving towards totalitarianism? How strong is the imagination of a vaccine? How much collective energy is moving into it is how much energizing this belief of personal weakness. So, what it is asking us to do is accept our strength, accept our sovereignty, accept our creatorship, recognize that we never were a body. We are always source. And that is why it shows up. And so, as this is embodied, then the entire way that the body meets the world shifts. Because if strength is what I am, that is the substance of me, then any way that the body or the nervous system was programmed to react to strength, believing that there is weakness, that begins to drain, that begins to dissolve. And so then what shows up is just naturally being in my strength. And as this is embodied, then the nervous system relaxes because there's no need for the body to compensate for my lack of strength anymore. I am here. I am the self, what is all, what is moving all, what exists. There is nothing stronger. Body relaxes into that. I recognize that this is a heavy transmission today. It doesn't necessarily feel good. So I ask you, how good does it feel to believe that you're weak? So as this is highlighted within you, as you begin to see it, then it will not feel good because it is a very painful belief. So recognize that that is what you are feeling. It is not me. It is not this transmission. It is just that the belief is now highlighted within your awareness. So be with that belief fully. Recognize that it is not true. And begin to accept your strength, your true power that you have pushed outside of you. Your true authority. Denying your power is denying love itself. It is putting love outside of you, rather than recognizing that you are love and that love is the strongest force. And love is not some cushy thing. It is not some do nice thing. It is not some I'm kind to everyone thing. No, love is force. It is authority. It is strength. Inner strength. Total strength. What is strong? The very definition of strength. There is no need to look for love outside of oneself, because I am love. I am strength. I am here. I am. So now I invite you, just the way that you saw me with the idea of vaccine, move through the layers, come to the underlying belief, and begin to embody what that belief is asking me to recognize and dissolve, because the belief shows up to show me what I'm believing that is not true. And so as I dissolve that, I am integrating the other side of it. If the belief is I am weak, then to integrate the other side of it is to recognize that I am strong. So I invite you now to begin to work this process for yourself with any idea that shows up. Move into a curious space around it. Allow yourself to feel the charges around whatever the idea is. The idea can be an object. The idea can be a person. The idea can be a thing. It can be a job. It can be anything at all. Move through the layers unknowing anything about the idea and just allowing what charges are there to show up for you, reveal themselves to you, to get to the core underlying belief. As you get to the core underlying belief, then you can begin to integrate the duality within yourself, because you're meeting fully and completely that belief. Recognizing that you are not that belief, that you are not limited by that belief. You are the totality. You are both sides. You are neither weak nor strong, but if the belief that I am weak shows up, then to integrate that fully is to integrate your strength, because what you're pushing out of yourself is your strength. And then this meets that fully and dissolves the belief. It may take time, because the belief I am weak is very, very deeply embedded. So it can take time where I'm integrating my strength. I'm integrating my authority. I am being what strength is, before the belief I am weak dissolves fully and I pop out of that altogether, where there is no longer a duality between strong and weak playing out within me. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is clear, and that you can now apply this within yourself, embodying more deeply who and what you always are. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Okay.